Hello Sagittarius friends, welcome. My name is Alyssa. This is my channel of New Direction. So this is a reading for June 2020. I know it's a little bit late. I wasn't feeling very well last week, so it wasn't a very good time to be doing readings. So anyway, here we are. Let's see, couple housekeeping things I guess before we get started. I'm outside, kids are all home, so if we get interrupted, I do apologize. I am going to try to speak louder than the wind. I hope I don't sound like I'm shouting, but it is a little windy out here, but I didn't want to go and my plan is to do the Sagittarius and then the Capricorn after, and I didn't want to go and stick your two readings inside just because of the wind, so I thought, you know what, I don't know, I moved in a little bit further, so hopefully I'm tucked in behind the wind far enough. So let's get started, okay? I've already pulled the Oracle cards for the month, and that's just because it just saves time. We're working with a new deck this week, and the deck that, this new deck is called the LQ. It's called the She Who deck, actually. Actually, it's called LQ, but it's the She Who deck. So I have pulled the card for it already, and I'm going to read this one right out of the book. And then I'm also going to read a piece of the card that was at the bottom of the deck, because I felt both of them were very, very important. Okay? All right, let's get into this. So the card you pulled was She Who Aches, Perpetua. Sadness, solitude, silent, withdraw. So, Perpetua, she who aches, epitomizes the silent despair sometimes felt when you are separate from something or someone you love. In her heartache, Perpetua has chosen to withdraw into her garden, hushed with snow. In her hands is her journal where she pours out her pain. Her faithful magpie bears a gift, but she doesn't see it. The gold ring on its beak goes unnoticed, as do the sheets of paper that she has cast aside. If only she would see the beauty around her in the quiet trees, in the kindness of a friend, in her ability to create, then Perpetua might break through her own sorrow. She tries to cover her pain in layers of gorgeous fabric, but when she keeps herself from others, she remains in the solitude of sadness. The message of this card is you may be needlessly mired in your own grief. Pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. Make sure you are doing the work that must be done so you can escape this wintry garden of frozen tears. While it can be hard, you can rise from your place of detachment. Writing is a good thing, even it's a letter you write but never send. Consider starting a journey if you haven't already. Free yourself by releasing the words racing through your mind, and do not ignore offers of help and assistance. They may come from unexpected allies, faraway places, or even a close neighbor who's as chatty as a magpie. Your sadness will be alleviated, and you will begin to move forward if you share parts of yourself again. Soon you will be able to look back at your footprints in the snow and see how far you've come. She Who Aches, Perpetua. Now, the card, though, that was at the bottom, this is what I really liked about this, was She Who Instigates, Regina. Leadership, provocation, I had to look that word up. I'm working on all these big words that I can't seem to say. Provocation, power. And I'm just going to read you a very short fragment of this, but I wanted you to understand this. This card urges you to step up to the challenge. Put yourself in the role of a leader instead of a follower. Radical ideas need a ringleader. This is your chance to pick up the microphone and galvanize people into making a difference in their world. Be aware of your own personal power right now. You have a gift of inciting others to step out of their own complacent lives. Are you ready to be that person? See, so this sadness, this kind of aching, you know, this place of solitude almost, you know, that you are feeling. It's time that not only do you address that and move forward past the pain, but you do so with leadership and power. You know, you do so because the change is needed. It's something that even if it's going to make people feel maybe uncomfortable or gonna, you know, ruffle a few feathers, you know that leadership is needed, and there is a time and almost like a shift that needs to happen within this. So the animal, the spirit animal that you pulled was the frog spirit, and that says clear out the clutter. And the frog spirit is talking about clearing out the negative energies. Okay, it's about kind of blocking out the noise of all the other frogs croaking on their lily pads and just focusing on the lily pad in which you sit. See here how it has its own little like orb kind of within its hand? And that's because this frog understands that it takes blocking out the noise right now. It takes decluttering in life. Okay, and that doesn't only mean physical decluttering, you know, that can be friendships, relationships maybe that are long overdue, that, you know, it's just time to kind of clean house on some of those. It can be talking about cluttering, actually the declutter of your space, right? And finding that feng shui within your own space, within your house, okay? But it's also talking about clearing out the relationships and the negative kind of energies that can be within relationships, because all relationships, even relationships that are, you know, strong and long lasting, they need to be cleared every once in a while. Energies need to be addressed, and what, you know, what doesn't serve, or things from the lingering past, those are things that need to be just cleaned out a house, right? There's not a place to take this sorrow with you, okay? Yes, there is, like Perpetua said, you know, there is pain is inevitable. But the suffering, that's optional, right? And this is what this is saying. It's time to clear out, you know, the frog spirit is just saying it's time to clear out that kind of pain and that suffering, you know? Get rid of that. That's not here. The cow spirit was on the bottom of this deck, and I love the cow spirit. I think this is one of my favorites. The miracles are endless. And that's just saying you are in this golden opportunity right now. And no matter, you know, it's almost beyond your control. It's nothing that you can even, you know, you even have the, you know, the strings to hold on to, you know. The miracles are around you, and they're endless. If you open up and you allow and see them for what they are, the blessings that they are, you know, they will just keep coming in the tenfold, because that's how that works, right? That's the law of attraction, right? By appreciating the little things, you will continue to bring in more of those blessings. The angel card that you pulled was career transition. Your life purpose is triggering a blessed career change. And when I looked this card up in the book, because that's kind of specific, and when I looked this card up in the book, again, it talked about decluttering, kind of, you know, that change can be stressful. But that allowing that process to happen, and allowing, you know, maybe the fears and the doubts of the past to really just fall to the side. You know, you are aligning yourself and opening your ways, you know, opening the doors to a shift within the career here. Something that is going to bring you more fulfillment. And Camula, that's the archangel of this card here. And Camula is all about clarity, you know, bringing in that clarity. The card at the bottom of that angel deck was compassion, and it says soften your heart with respect to the situation and all the people involved, including yourself. Okay? And don't hold yourself to a higher standard than you would hold others. Well, I mean, okay. That's not how I wanted to say that. Don't pick on yourself more than what you would allow, you know. Like, you can't criticize yourself more than you would allow another to criticize you, okay, right? It's about those words. It's just be compassionate with yourself there. All right, so the energy oracles that were pulled for the month, for the kind of the theme of the month, was the 7th chakra, appreciation, and door to romance. 7th chakra, appreciation, door to romance. Okay? The 7th chakra is your crown chakra, and that is the energy place in which you connect to the divine. That is the chakra that is, you know, our connection to our divine. And appreciation, see how she stands within this garden of like roses and thorns, right? And yet here she is, just appreciating this single rose, this single flower. But that appreciation opens up the clouds for the sunshine. As she appreciates this single rose within her hand, the sun shines, and the clouds begin to, you know, fade away and move into the, you know, outskirts. I feel like this month, this is saying your connection to the divine and the blessings and the guidance, you know, that you will be receiving, or you will be receiving, you know. If you open your eyes up to that, if you allow for yourself to connect and allow that connection to, you know, to work kind of freely between you, you know, you appreciate the signs that you see, you appreciate the blessings that you are given, okay? And door to romance. Okay, the bottom of this deck, though, was hostility and temple path and attachment. It's almost as though you're defensive towards this temple path and this connection. It's almost as though there's some sort of defensiveness and like, okay, but do I, like, maybe it's as though you feel like you don't need that kind of divine connection, you know, this, or maybe it's that you feel as though this connection, this temple path, you know, because the temple path is talking about your place with spirit, your individual place with spirit. And I feel like this hostility, temple path, and attachment is kind of almost like, it could be very much almost like that, that hostility towards that connection. You know, it can almost be your defensiveness towards it and opening up and allowing yourself to appreciate this place within inside. Almost like you're blocking it off because you're afraid of how wonderful it'll be. It's almost like this attachment's almost like you're attached and chained to maybe some sort of way of thinking. You know, this almost a sadness, right? Like this attachment is kind of almost like here, you know? Like she's just kind of attached here with this chain to this pole and this mask, right? She's sitting in the garden of sorrow there all on her own. And it's almost like that refusal to just accept the change. The angel of balance and the cornucopia were after those. You see, and it's the understanding. The angel of balance is the faith. See the moon up here? It's the faith. These pyramids are the foundations of the faith here. And pyramids don't blow over, you know? And that's what this is saying. It's saying that there needs to be this attachment and this solid understanding between the divine, you know, because that faith and that connection in the divine is what is truly going to open up and allow you to release what needs to be released here. It's going to allow you to understand and appreciate the blessings and the signs in your life that you are having. And I feel that within this shift within yourself, that's where this door to romance comes in. Because whether it's, you know, maybe a new door that's opening, or whether it's kind of, or whether it's a relationship that's already existing, there's something within here that as you shift that appreciation in your divine connection, it shifts that door to romance. And it kind of, it's almost as though it shifts the whole kind of kit and caboodle, you know, not, you know, it's almost as though, you know, that shift within you aligns that door to romance, the open portal to move forward into a more kind of divine connection. Not even divine connection, but just, yeah, divine connection, but it can also be a connection that's already here. It's almost like you know, you're shifting your whole connection, just leveling it up. Does that make sense? I don't know. Okay, we're going to go with the light series next. So this is the tarot. And with this tarot today, for you Sagittariuses, Sun, Moon, and Rising, we're going to ask for the strengths. We're going to ask for the challenges. We're going to ask for the steps that, you know, you are being asked to take, you know, to move yourself forward. There is a card flipped up here. How did that happen? I'm going to flip these back in because I hadn't really shuffled through yet. But as I was talking about these energies and that shift, and as you kind of shift yourself in that divine connection and the appreciation within your life and how it transforms and is going to, you know, transforms into this. The Chariot here and the Three of Pentacles were face up within this deck as I was just even starting through and doing the shuffle here. And this is talking about the Chariot's talking about a divine kind of change, like a divine movement within your life. Okay, this isn't a little change, this is a big change. Okay? And it's talking about harnessing the good and the bad in the life and going forward, like taking the reins of your life and being like, I'm steering the ship this way. And the Three of Pentacles behind that to me is talking about a collaboration and a building. of a joining of people here. And I feel like these really kind of came out to kind of clarify what I was feeling with these energies here. And there is, as you align yourself here and you heal yourself and begin to open up yourself to this divine connection and the appreciation for the things in your life, it's going to ripple and affect greatly into this relationship. A romantic relationship, I'm assuming, since the door to romance was, I feel like this shift within you is really going to be this shift within your relationship that is going to bring a much deeper kind of divine, spiritually led path. Does that make sense? And everybody needs to do their own work. I'm not saying that, everybody needs to, you can't show up and put the work in for somebody else on a spiritual journey. Absolutely not. But when you open yourself up and start aligning yourself to something that's more of a higher intention, right? You do shift the whole entire energy within that relationship. Absolutely. It's like you bring that whole level of the relationship up to the next level. Okay. All right. Let's see. Strengths for the Sagittarius. That's where we're at. Strengths for the Sagittarius here. What are the strengths of the Sagittarius should embrace for the month of June, Spirit? Strengths for the Sagittarius. The Hanged Man. Looking at this from a different perspective right now. The Hanged Man, the Knight of Cups, and the Devil. And then the Eight of Pentacles. Challenges and fears they could be facing here. Challenges and fears. Wow. Steps. Sagittarius here, Spirit. What are the steps? Planet and the 3 of Swords. That's a lot, but they all flipped up right, so I'm taking them. Wow. Okay. This is what we're going with. High Priestess is on the bottom. Of course it is. That's your connection, guys. High Priestess and then the Empress. Holy smokes. And then the Star. And then the 6 of Pentacles. And then the Queen of Cups. Oh my goodness. And then the Ace of Cups. Guys, there's a lot of power here within you right now. This is the connection. The High Priestess and the Empress back to back here. What the? The High Priestess is, like, look at here. She can see between the veil. And the Empress, she has all of this power and this, ability to create and birth the things in her life that she wants to manifest with Spirit. See here, they both have the Moon, but both of these, these are 2 of the most powerful, high, major arcana, divine kind of feminine energies here. Okay, this is talking this is talking about this kind of 7th chakra connection. This is really clarifying that. This is like a powerhouse of that. Okay, this is the underlying. Your intuition and what you want to manifest, your power within this month is so stinking strong. Please open yourself up to that. Please open yourself up to allow yourself to be able to connect to that intuition. Okay, that's what the High Priestess is asking here. Connect to that side. Connect and allow that veil, to fall away so that you are able to open your heart and see on both sides here and understanding, and then go forward with it, with this Empress here. And then the Star is behind that, guys. And that's talking about the wishes and the prayers that you're saying here, and understanding that Spirit's listening. You are in this phase of huge connection here, and Spirit's listening to that. 6 of Pentacles behind that. This is about the energy that you put out right now. And as you put it out, that is exactly what you are going to get back. And please do not, you need to be paying attention here, because you have 3 major arcanas, and then this energy. Your connection and your power is so stinking strong right now that anything you put out is literally going to be what you get back right now. The Queen of Cups was behind that. Again, more power. Again, more intuitive power. That connection. So strong right now. So strong. The Ace of Cups is behind that. This power, literally, this cup is sitting in your hand and you have the ability right now to create it in whatever you want. So do not limit yourself here. Do not shortchange yourself here. Because I'm telling you, you have so much ability right now to just change everything from the way it's been going. I'm not even kidding. Like, the most radical life kind of changes right now you can create. The power is literally within your hands. So much of it. Your strengths, and you know what? Even if you feel like now, okay, well, you're talking about all this power, but I'm stuck in this Perpetua kind of stage right now. You know, I'm still sitting in this garden of sorrow. Yes, release that sorrow, you know? Put that down in paper. Put those thoughts and those feelings and start decluttering here. Because as you release that negative energy and you start welcoming in all of this positive energy, it is going to start changing your life so fast. That's why the Chariot and that Three of Pentacles came out. It's going to change your life quickly, but it's also going to not only just change your life individually, like it's going to be something that, as Pentacles, as the Three of Pentacles, that changes and builds and helps your world and your family around you. Like, it's a big one, okay? It's a big one. Your strengths right now, the Hanged Man. Looking at this from a different perspective. The ability to see it from a different viewpoint than you have been going at it and seeing it in the past. It's trusting spirit. It's trusting spirit and allowing yourself to be vulnerable, of putting yourself in that suspension so you can see it from the different point of view. The Knight of Cups was behind that. An opportunity coming in, like that Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck. This Knight of Cups is the one bringing in the Ace. You know, it can be talking about a new love, for sure. For some of you, there is going to be new romance coming in here. As you align yourself to kind of higher vibrations and a higher kind of energy, what comes in here, this door to romance, is going to be something that's very fulfilling. Okay? But in order to actually embrace this as what it needs to be, the Devil was behind that. And that's the low vibration energies. Okay? And understanding that these low vibration energies may still be holding you here. It's acknowledging that. It's acknowledging almost that you are still, you know, it's looking at your life right now. I feel like that Hanged Man and this Knight of Cups is like, almost like that change in perception where you go from, okay, I've been living with all this low toxic energy. I've been holding all of this toxic shit in my life, and I'm changing that. I no longer am going to see that. You know, I'm now opening myself up to this cup, to the Knight of Cups, okay? And by doing that, you address the toxic energy that's there, because the Eight of Pentacles was behind that. So when this goes as your strengths, the way it is, it's like looking at it from a different point of view, opening your heart up and receiving and allowing the new opportunities to come in, the new cups to come in, whatever they may be. It's addressing and acknowledging that, yes, okay, some of this low vibration toxic energy is still here, but the Eight of Pentacles is saying, but I'm working on that. I know it's here, I know what it is, but I'm working on that. The Eight of Pentacles is about kind of like taking an inventory of everything that you've been through. See all these moon cycles up here? It's like looking back over everything that has happened and understanding, you know, I still have work to go. It's not done yet. You know, I still have a ways to go. I still have things that need to be healed. I still have things that I need to declutter. I still have, you know, I still have work to do, okay? But I'm doing it, and I'm opening myself up to these, you know, to these energies. You know, I'm looking at it from a different point of view. I'm opening myself up to, you know, the opportunities or the new kind of emotional fulfillment that could be coming into my life. You know, I'm acknowledging and looking at that devil low toxic vibration energy, the things that are keeping me attached and holding me in that, you know, negative kind of hostile stage of my life. I'm looking at that and I'm acknowledging, no, this isn't the way I want this to be. I'm moving forward from here. I'm changing this. I'm working on this. The challenges, what you could be feeling as a challenge. This is quite an interesting line, because it goes the King, the Queen of Wands, the King of Wands, the King of Cups, Seven of Cups. For some of you, this could very much be a challenge. Please don't. I get attacked by bugs, I swear. For some of you, this could be a challenge of almost two individuals in your life. Two different kings, you know, and as you embrace, you know, your true power and the things that you are manifesting in your life, as you come to be this queen that you are within your life, there could be some indecision here between these two here. A king of Wands and the King of Cups, and the Seven of Cups behind that being the indecision, right? That could be the storyline for some of you. There could be two doors of romance here, and it's choosing which one is going to serve and align your purpose in your life, right? I also feel, though, that it can, as a challenge and kind of as a fear, it's almost like can you embrace this change and this shift within yourself? You know, you had the High Priestess and the Empress at the bottom, and these are major energies and major shifts. And it's almost like as you embrace this Queen of Wands, and this is your, you know, she's connected, like she's the divine feminine to that spiritual kind of being within your soul, and understanding that who you are, the power within your soul, you know, that manifests. You know, she has the ability to grow fire, like to, you know, to create fire in her hand. She hoists her lessons high above her hands. Her wisdom, you know, this up here, that's her wisdom. That's her life lessons. That's the things that she has overcome in her life. And she is able to just be like, I'm growing this magic. And I feel like this could almost be that personal challenge within your soul, and understanding that, you know, not only are you the queen of fire, your inner, you know, your inner feminine here, but you are also the king of fire. You are also the King of Wands. Okay? And Sagittarius, these are your, you know, these are your masculine king and queens here, because you are a fire sign. You know, and it's almost as a challenge, it's almost like embracing both your feminine and your kind of masculine side. And then the King of Cups behind that is like the emotional understanding between that all. Okay? It's understanding you need both of these to go forward, and then it's almost that emotional kind of depth to it, and that emotional understanding to the way and just the way forward of your life here, right? And the Seven of Cups, you know, kind of that, just almost like so many opportunities before you, and just maybe uncertain of which opportunity to take. I think for some of you, you know, just embracing all of this intense power that you have, because the Queen and the King of Wands, that's a powerhouse of emotional strength and spiritual, like, wholeness. Okay? The steps you need to take, that's where we're at now, was the Hermit, the Three of Swords, Four of Wands, Eight of Wands, Judgment, King of Swords. The Hermit, it takes this time and this solitude, kind of like that frog spirit. It takes blocking out the noise, you know, decluttering yourself and sitting with yourself for a while in spirit, and just allowing spirit to shine that light within inside of you, illuminate the way forward here. You know, your beacon starts deep within inside your soul, right? And connecting to the divine, you know, through that connection, it goes through. And as you align yourself and you really focus in on the energies that are rolling through your body, right? Your light within you as a whole begins to very much just shine, lead you, guide you, okay? Your angels and your spirit guides and the Lord, they are all there. You need to say your prayers, and you need to ask for that guidance, ask for the illumination, ask for the, you know, the clarity. It's there. Ask for the way to move forward here, past the heartbreak, you know, because it's saying that you need to put yourself in this hermit stage for a while to address the heartache, to allow yourself to let that go, to allow yourself to move on past that. The Four of Wands is about completions and excitement and good things. It's about people enjoying each other, Okay, it can be talking about weddings and engagements and just a lot of really good things in life. Okay, and understanding that this life is still for you. You know, and through the hermit stage, when you connect with spirit, you will allow yourself to understand that the heartache had a place. Okay, it was for a reason, but that you can move past that. That heartache does not need to be where you stay. Okay, and the Eight of Wands was behind that. That change is happening now. Like the sparks have been set. The Eight of Wands is about rapid change, quick, fiery kind of movement change. And the Chariot came out very quickly. You know, I hadn't even shuffled and started pulling cards yet, and the Chariot was out. There's change here, and it is happening. And the way that you, the energies that you put in towards that change are going to inspire and spark the change that happens. Okay? If you feed this change with negative energy, that's what you're going to get back. Especially because your power is so stinking strong right now. But when you feed it with you know, when you feed this energy and this change with the wholeness of you, okay, when you release the garbage and you release the sadness and you release the toxic energy that you've been holding, okay, there comes clarity with that. The King of Swords was behind that, and that's clarity. That's the understanding. That's the being able to look at the life and be like, okay, yep, that was what it was, but I'm sitting here now, and it is, and my life has served its, you know, I have served my purpose. Not even necessarily that you served your whole life purpose, but that the situations have served what they needed to serve. The lessons were taught for what they needed to be taught. You must put yourself in that timeout stage. That hermit stage is very important right now, because that's where you're going to connect with your strength and those energies that are within you. That's where you're going to connect with the power that you have. Okay? That's where the emotional understanding, like that King of Cups came in, that's where the emotional depth and that understanding comes from the life that you are living, or the situation for what it is. What's coming in that we don't see? The Eight of Cups and the Mother of Swords. And then the Eight of Wands again. Holy smokes. There's change happening here, guys. And it's already, like, the lightning bolt has been set. The lightning bolt has already sparked. Okay? What you don't see happening, the Page of Wands is at the bottom and the Ace of Wands behind that. There's a new, and then the Six of Cups and the Six of Wands. Oh my goodness. There's a new beginning. Okay, the Page of Wands is talking about a very new, fresh, kind of excited, you know, ambitious start to your spiritual journey here. It's as though she is like, you know, and with the Ace of Wands behind that, that's a new beginning. Like all the way around. Look at that new life. You know? She's starting out here and she's going forward with a whole new energy. And see here, the Six of Cups. I love this depiction of the Six of Cups because look at all these different colors to those roots. You know, and it's that understanding that it took all of those roots. And then with the Six of Wands behind, it's coming from the darkness, liberating yourself, okay, into this transformed being. And that's where you're at right now. You know, you have come so far. And that clarity is there for you. The High Priestess and the Empress and then the Queen of Cups, like within 5 cards. I know that power and those signs are within your hands. I know you guys are feeling this. If you're watching videos like this, I know you are feeling this. And I know you are acknowledging that power within your hands. So shift this change here. Declutter the shit that is holding you back, because I'm telling you, that's where it's at. The Eight of Cups, the Queen of Swords, and then the Eight of Wands. Okay? You need to let the sorrows just die. Let the broken cups be. And move towards the light. Okay? The Queen of Swords here is saying she's that clarity to that. She's the understanding and the knowing and the intuitive, like, queen who's just going to be like, okay, that needs to be cut. That isn't going to serve me here. Because there is change here. There's this spark here. Okay? The lightning bolt and this creative idea, they are happening. And she knows this. She knows that she has to let go of this because she is ready to embrace this. She is ready to embrace this change, guys. This is what's coming in. This is what's coming in that you don't see coming, you know? That's the sneak attack over there. You know, it takes the releasing of the hard energies. It takes the releasing of the sorrow. You know, the pain was the lesson, yes. The sorrow is not something that you need to carry with you, okay? And that's, I don't know, that's really important. That's an important part to remember, right? It's the shift here of the energies. The Ten of Cups, absolutely. There's happiness. There's happiness here to be had. And the Fool. There's happiness here to be had. The Ten of Cups is about that fulfillment, that emotional fulfillment for you and all of the people around you. It's a very, like this Buddha, doesn't he just look like the happiest man going? You know? He's sitting here in the water and he is just so content. Okay, and the Fool behind that. There's a new beginning here. Okay, there is so much emotional content and happiness. Okay, the High Priestess at the bottom. Oh my goodness. The High Priestess at the bottom. The Four of Swords, take the time out. Okay, connect with Spirit again. And then the Six of Pentacles. Pay attention to the energies that you are putting out there. Okay, there needs to be the breakdown. There needs to be the shift here. You need to allow what needs to crumble. Okay, connect. I know that's the High Priestess at the bottom of both of your decks. Two of them. Okay? First card. Two of them. Saying that, yes, they're here. They're paying attention. They know this. Okay? They're getting the signs. Four of Swords. Pause. Listen to those signs. And then start, you know, pay attention to the energies you're putting out, because I'm telling you, that is so important right now. So important. Absolutely. You're being asked to, as guidance, you're really being asked to just embrace this happiness, embrace this joy, okay? Here's the beginning. This is the beginning here. It's here, okay? This is the whole new shift. This is a whole new beginning here for you guys. Sagittarius. Ultimately, the only way to know about God is by letting your being merge into the being and then seeing what happens to you. Absolutely. Absolutely. Ultimately, the only way to know whether or not this divine connection is something that you can truly rely on is by letting yourself merge into it, letting yourself have the faith, and allowing and appreciating the blessings that come in, you know, allowing and appreciating the energies that come right back to you. Okay, Sagittarius, that's it for today. Thank you so much for being here. Take care. Bye now.